The second relationship that you have to fight for intimacy in is with your spouse relationally and emotionally. See, there's two kinds of relationships. They're going in one of two directions. Either there is an increasing measures of oneness and togetherness and connection in a relationship, or there's isolation, separateness, and disconnection. It's going one of two ways. And to get oneness and togetherness and connection in your relationships, particularly between a husband and a wife, you got to fight for it. And so I want to stop right now and just put some verses onto the screen that talk about God's mind on your oneness. In Matthew 19, Jesus said this, since they are no longer two but one, let no one split apart what God has joined together. You see, your connection was his idea. And his command in the scriptures, let no one split apart this relationship. Does that include me? Absolutely. Does it include you if you're married? Absolutely. God said, this is my thing. And let no one separate and split apart what I have put together. In Ephesians chapter 5, it says this, in the same way, husbands ought to love their wives as they love their own bodies. For a man who loves his wife actually shows love for who? Himself. Right. No one hates his own body, but feeds and cares for it, just as Christ cares for the church. Guys, you push forward and discipline yourself for relational and emotional connection, oneness with your wife, you are helping yourself. Can I get an amen, ladies? Okay. They said it, not me. But you're building relational capital, okay? And I know it's not natural. I was at the park and I had a coffee and a sports page and a swing for my daughter, and then these two ladies they came and started talking on this bench, and they ruined it all for me. It's like, yeah, no, my mother-in-law's coming over, and where do your kids go to school, and those are nice shoes, and where'd you get your nails done, and I love your hair, and that's a nice ring you got on, and I'm like snapping the paper, I'm going, ugh, you know. And then, after 45 minutes, one of them stands up and says, oh my gosh, I've got to go. It was so nice to meet you. Fellas, I'm not saying you become like them. Not gonna happen. But you discipline yourself, okay? And if your hope is a strong relationship with your wife, you always discipline yourself in the direction of your hope, right? I mean, that's what happened when you were courting, right? You disciplined yourself and pretended to listen, right? You bought flowers. You left all of your other friends and then went and hung out with her the whole time. And you did all of these things. You disciplined yourself because you wanted the prize, right? We know it in business. If we want the hope of a paycheck, we smile and dial. Hi, how are you? Need my services? We know it in sports. If you want to win the prize, you got to train. You discipline yourself. Why? Because you want to stand on the podium or you want to beat your personal record. Okay? That's what God's man does. He disciplines himself. Husbands, come on, we get this. The last